Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So as always, I'm going to go ahead and first start off this look with priming my eyes. I'm using my Urban Decay Primer Potion in Original. I thought I would just go ahead and dive right into the tutorial before going in and just doing blah blah blah. Here's what I'm doing today. There we go. So first I'm going to go ahead and do my brow bone highlight. I'm taking this shade and placing it right underneath the brow. I'm using this really firm Sigma brush. I'll leave it linked down below for you guys. And just blending this right underneath the brow bone and blending it down into my eye look. After that, I'm going in with this shade. This is going to be our transition shade. So I'm going from outer corner all the way to inner corner, going back and forth in windshield wiper motions and doing it to the other eye as well. As you can see, my skin went crazy this week from it's almost that time of the month, and then stress of getting a car, everything like that. So my skin just looks so, just beautiful. Love it. Anyway, moving on. Now we're going to go ahead and take this shade and taking a Sigma E25 blending brush. I'm going to put this right into the crease. This is going to really define the crease and give a lot of warmth and dimension to the look. We're going to go ahead, of course, in layers and really build up this look because we are going to be going in with a bunch of colors. With this next shade, I'm going to go ahead and now really define the crease even more. Another reason why I love going in with layers when it comes to a smoky eye, because it just makes the whole blending process so much easier. If you go in with different colors and blend them all together, it will make your job so much easier later on when you go in with your darker color and try to blend it into the rest of the eye look. So going in and just really focusing this right into the crease. Then taking the dark brown shade, I'm going to go ahead and first apply it right into my outer corner. Then I start to blend it right into my crease socket, and this is going to be kind of like a halo look, obviously. So I'm putting the dark shadow in the outer corner and putting it in the inner corner, and as you can see what I'm doing here, I'm putting the shadow right into the crease to connect the two shadows together. So I am going to put a good amount of product, but not too much, because we will go in and blend these shadows out even more, and when you blend, it takes away some of the shadow. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to outline, the shadows that I'm putting down. Going back with my blending brush, I'm taking a little bit more of that brown, and this is where this is really going to help with blending the brown into the rest of the colors, because it's just going to be so much easier when you have all those layers down. So I'm taking that brown and really blending this into the crease. You don't want to go above your transition shade at all, because that will defeat the purpose. So now I'm going to go back in with that brown shade a little bit, just to touch up the brown, because like I said, with blending, it takes away some of the color. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop that down. Now for our lid shade, I'm taking this beautiful golden color with this Sigma concealer brush. I'm just going to go ahead and place this down on my lid. Then I do go in with another color. This one is more of a coppery kind of shade, and I do go in and intensify my brush by using my MAC Fix Plus, as you can see. So I'm going back in with that shadow, really just kind of placing it right in the center of that gold, so it really just gives a lot of dimension to this look, and that's really going to give that pop of color, and it just intensifies the shadow. When you dampen your brush, you intensify the shadow, and it's just going to look so beautiful. Then I'm going to take a clean Sigma pencil brush, and I'm taking a little bit of that brown. I'm going to go back and forth between the brown and the golden shades, and this is where I want to go ahead and just blend those colors together, because of course you don't want to have any harsh lines when it comes to a halo look, but also at the same time you don't want to put too much brown, because you don't want to take away from the gold. So just a little bit, just to make sure that the colors blend into each other. Now I want this look to be a little bit grungy, so I am taking my Tarte Skinny Smolder eyeliner in Onyx, and I'm applying this right along the lower lash line. Now these kohl pencils are really going to give that grunge look. If you want, you could have placed this down before starting the eye look, but I'm going to go ahead and place it down right now. I'm just doing a very thin line. I don't want it to be such a harsh line of black, if that makes sense. I just want to add a little bit of grunge to this look. So I'm just placing this right along the lower lash line, and I'm going to go ahead and tight line my upper waterline, just so there's no gap between the eyes and when I put the lashes down later on. And then I do go in with the black from this palette with my Sigma E15 flat definer brush, and I'm not only going to set that liner, but I'm just going to go back and forth and just really kind of smudge out that liner a little bit more. And like I said, putting that black down, it's going to set the liner, but it's just going to give that grunge look a little bit more. You can go in with more shadow if you want it to be a little bit more black, if you want the line to be thicker, whatever you want. It's totally up to you. Then after that, we're going to go ahead and prep for false lashes. I'm using this mascara by Galactic. It's in the black shade. Of course, any black mascara that you have will do. So just go ahead and apply a coat of that. And while I let my lashes get tacky with the glue, I'm going to go ahead and apply my primer. I'm using my Becca Cosmetics Backlight priming filter. I'm just going to go ahead and apply that all over the face. It's been my go-to primer, especially for this summertime when you want to have that really nice, beautiful glow. This primer is just so beautiful for that. It's always my go-to. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and apply my lashes. So today I'm using the Lily lashes in the shade Opulence, or the style Opulence, I should say. These have been my favorite wispy lashes recently. I absolutely love them, and of course I'll link them down below. To cover up all those wonderful, beautiful spots on my face, I'm going in with the Becca color corrector. This is in the shade Pistachio because green cancels out red. So I'm just taking a little brush from BH Cosmetics just to go ahead and cover up those spots. And then for foundation today, I'm going to be using my Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is in the shade Light Beige. I'm just going to go ahead and apply this all over the face. First, I'm using this concealer brush to go ahead and just dab it all over. And then to blend it out, I'm using my Sigma Flat Kabuki. This is the angled Kabuki brush, I believe. Next for concealer, I'm going to go in with my Becca Aqualuminous concealer. This is in the shade, is it Fair or Light? I don't remember. I'll leave it down below for you guys what shade I use. But I'm just going to go ahead, of course, and conceal using this concealer. I'm also going to go ahead and highlight my forehead as well as the chin to go ahead and balance everything out. And then I do go back with my foundation brush and just blend all that out. To set everything, I'm using my RCMA No Color Powder to go ahead and set under the eyes. I'm also going to go ahead and set my face. I am going to do a little bit of like a baking where I just put a lot of powder, and then I do go back and just brush it all out so that there's no creasing and, oh, sorry about that, that's an email. No creasing, and that everything stays in place all day. Next for brows, I'm going to go in with my Sigma Brow Powder. This is in the shade Medium, and I'm using my Sigma Brow Brush. I'm just going to go ahead and skip through this. I do the lighter shade in the inner corner and then the darker shade in the outer corner of my tail. And then, as you can see, bam, the brows are done. So now we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of a cream highlight. I thought I would change it up a little bit. I'm going in with Becca Champagne Pop, which is liquid. Or cream, I should say. I really honestly didn't realize how many Becca products I used in this video, but anyway, I'm gonna go in with my Sigma 3D HD blender and just apply that all over to the tops of my cheeks as well as the top of the nose. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and bronze with, of course, my Becca bronzer in the shade Bronzed Bondi. I'm taking this powder brush by Sigma and just gonna go ahead and bronze up the face just to add a little bit of color. And then I do go back with my, or I do go in, I should say, with my Kat Von D Shade Light Contour Palette, and I'm just gonna go ahead and contour the cheeks a little bit more. I always love bronzing and then contouring. It just adds a little bit more definition and color to your cheeks as always. I'm using my Sigma contour brush. This is the F40. And then after that, I'm going to go in and I'm just going to add a little bit of this. This step is completely optional. You don't have to do it. But I'm going in with my Hourglass powder. And I'm just going to go ahead and just dust this on the cheeks just to add a little bit more of a glow and just a little bit more color. Then for blush, I'm going in with Becca Wild Honey Blush. And I'm not adding too much blush just because of the fact that my skin has been going crazy lately, and if I add too much blush on top, it's just going to really accentuate those areas that I don't want to accentuate. So I'm just adding a little bit of blush, not too much. I probably should have gone in with a little bit of color because now looking back at this look, I feel like everything all together came out very like monochromatic, so I should have gone in with a little bit of color just to add a little bit of color. But anyway, this is the blush I went in with. And then to go ahead and intensify that highlight a little bit more, I'm going to go in with Laura Geller Wild Honey, and because we put down that Becca highlighter, it's just really going to intensify this highlight even more, which is what I wanted. I'm going to go ahead and use this Morphe brush. I'll link it down below for you guys as always. Just applying this right to the cheeks, the top of the nose, and the Cupid's bow. I'm then going to go in and add this as my inner corner highlight as well. I'm using the Sigma inner corner brush, which again, I'll link down below for you guys. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply that right to the inner corner, and now we'll go back and finish up the shadow on the lower lashes. And actually, before we do that, I should say, I am going to go in with a little bit more of that brown, and because I do have hooded eyes, I am taking a little bit more of that brown and just blending it up slightly, just because I feel like with my hooded eyes, I just really need to do this, so it will make the look you know, more, it just looks right when you blend it up a little bit more when you have hooded eyes. Then I'm going to go in with black and just intensify that lower lash line a little bit more because I felt like the lashes kind of covered that up. So I do go in with a little bit more black on my brush and just apply that right to the lash line. I'm just going to deepen the outer corner of my eye just to really make the eyes pop a little bit more and add a little bit more definition. I'm just applying a little bit of the black right to the outer corner of my eye. I don't do it to the inner corner, just the outer corner, just to go ahead and, like I said, define the eyes a little bit more, add a little bit more smokiness. And then I do go back with my blending brush just to make sure that, of course, it's nice and blended. Going back with the original shade that we used, I'm going in with a Sigma pencil brush and just applying this right to the lower lash line of my eye. Like I said, I pretty much just copy the shadows that I used on the upper lid to the lower lid. So I'm first going in with the original shadow we used. Then I'm going to take that same brown on the same brush we used before and just apply it right from the outer corner all the way to inner corner. I'm using kind of a big brush just because this is a smoky look. If I wanted to be more precise, I would have gone in with a more, pinched and more smaller brush. But I just, it's a smoky look, so I didn't care if it was too crazy over the top. Then I go ahead and, of course, blend it out. To go ahead and do eyeliner, I'm using my Tarte Skinny Smolder eyeliner again, just to go ahead and apply a good coat of that to the waterline. And then to go ahead and really just make it even more of a grungy look, I'm going back in with that black, and I'm just going back and forth, wiggling this brush right along my lower lash line as close to the waterline as I can get. And this is going to really just make the look a little bit more grungier and smokier, which I love doing this. If you want to go ahead and add a little bit more black, this is a really great step. You just go ahead, go back and forth. Don't press it into the lower lash line. Just go back and forth with your brush, and it's just going to give you that black color that you want. It's not crazy. It's not over the top. It just honestly really makes the eyes pop as well, which I love. Last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and apply a coat of mascara to the lower lashes. I'm using my MAC Extended Play Giga Black Mascara. Just apply a coat of that, and then the eyes are done. For lips, I'm going in first my Charlotte Tilbury lip liner. This is in Iconic Nude. Of course, I wanted to go with a nude lip. Kind of a, I guess, FYI, I don't know if I was a huge fan of these lips. Again, I just feel like they were very monochromatic. I like the way it turned out, but I feel like looking back, I would have gone with a different color. But anyway, I went ahead and applied that down. Then I went in with this Urban Decay lipstick in the shade Naked 2. I think this is where I wasn't a fan. I really wasn't a huge fan of this lipstick. I do go back in with the Jordana lip liner in Rock and Rose just to go ahead and add a little bit more dimension to my lips because I felt like they were just flat and they need a little bit more dimension to them. So I do line my lips with that a little bit more. And then for lip gloss, I go in with my Bare Minerals lip gloss, and it's in the shade Totally. So after that, the look is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.